I might end up getting fired. We did not do a good job preparing for the new season. Fifth, seventh, and ninth fastest, so we're like the fourth, fifth best team. Our high-speed cornering has went to crap. We're still low on weight, but yeah, we got 53 days to make things better. So right now we are doing a lot of development. In other news, Drugovic has joined us for 4 years. I needed a cheaper reserve driver, and he's still decent. So we can throw him in the car a few times, but really this is just a wasted position, and I didn't really want to take one of the F2 guys because I would like to see them develop more. So that is where we're at on that. Staff-wise, we have stolen a few people. We got this guy from Mercedes and this guy from Red Bull. We've got them on 5-year deals. Everyone's on a 5-year deal, essentially, except for Race Engineer. All right, here is how everything looks now. Antonio has went over to Red Bull, so that is the only swap there. Everything's staying same here. Doohan goes over to reserve for Aston. And Porsche, who I was thinking about signing, but he was just a bit too expensive for us, he heads to Mercedes. Drivers all the same still. Palou goes to Alpine, though, and Fittipaldi stays with Haas. And Daniel has taken over the seat at AlphaTauri, so that brings in Lawson. Holger goes to Williams, and Yuki has switched from Alpha over to Williams, and Guan Yu has went to Alpha. Albon stays at Williams. McLaren, they get Verschoor. Alfa Romeo, nothing major other than De Vries heads there. So Iwasa, though, sadly ends up there, and that's just going to be a bit of a waste of him, I think. Okay, with our upgrades, we have reduced our top speed a bit. We'll work on that as the season goes along. We've got our cornering back to where we want it to be. Engine cooling and brake cooling much lower. Not going to worry about that. We're 4 days out the race, but we have recovered all of our performance loss. All right, race number 1, qualifying's over, and well, not a whole lot's changed. Looking about the same, although Alpine looking pretty strong. Mercedes just kind of snuck their way in. All right, starting 3rd and 5th.
Here in Sakir, the floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57
on 2 different strategies.
Around the Bahrain
We're starting off on mediums for Charles and softs for Carlos.
Not showing it.
It looks like Red Bull split their strategy, so we'll see what the rest of the field has done.
Here we go.
But let's get ready for the start of the brand new season.
It's lights out, and away we go.
Actually, a really good start by Charles there. Carlos does not get a great start. And let's try.
An overtake will be available.
Them all abilities to use that on their own, so I don't have to manage it. Forget about it later. So the season starts, and no issues into turn 1. Other than Alonso splitting us right now. But, yeah, everyone gets away good. Carlos gets a good start on the mediums. Or no, he's on the softs. He should be going much quicker. Let's go ahead and make sure we don't burn up these tires. I don't want to get them too hot early on. But 2024 has started off. Let's see a percentage of rain. Let's just double check. Okay, we are in the desert, but Just wanted to make sure I didn't just completely miss that. Got a yellow flag on track, and it looks like Albon has had it lock up and gone off. So right now, a lot of softs around here. Charles is probably going to drop to 6th if he's not careful. And we got Kevin out here on hards to start the race, so that's an interesting call from them. But Red Bull's up front. Some things never change. We'll jump ahead and see how this one pans out. All right, 15 laps into this, we're getting close to our pit window for the softs. Carlos has made it up to 3rd, 6.5 seconds behind Verstappen. Perez is leading this one. Alonso has pulled away from us, and we have pulled away from the Alpines, who I was a bit worried about with how much progress they've made. Russell has made up quite a bit of ground from the back. He did not have a good qualifying. And Norris holding strong in the points. So that will be good for McLaren if they can start off that well. But nothing else has really happened. Just taking care of the tires and using up way too much fuel. So we're going to have to back that down and not use up much for the next half of the race.
Russell's involved.
We've got a wreck. And Russell, trying to figure out who that is. It's Williams that goes off there. And George gets the penalty. And it looks like that might have been Yuki. Probably Yuki. So we're about to pit. Perez is already pit. And we're just trying to push really hard right now at the end of this run. We got one more lap that we're going, and then we'll be coming in. We're watching Charles right now. Carlos in 2nd at the moment, closing in on Max. Stroll has just hit the pits. Max is on mediums, so he is not on this strategy. And it looks like we're going to have a nice little gap right between Perez and Ocon, I hope, in order for Sainz to come out. And then Charles will be pitting much later in this race, probably in about 6-7 laps. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see which strategy works the best here. So I'm just going to jump through this and come out after the first pit cycle is done.
There is a crash.
We've got a wreck.
Possible debris.
And it is, who's it going to be? We've got Stroll and Piastri. Stroll turns into him. They both go off. And I think they're still going. We don't have a virtual safety car, so yeah. Unfortunately, I would have taken that because Charles would have got a free stop there, but yeah, we did come out behind Ocon. Perez has made up a lot of ground, and we got to get around Ocon. And then Norris, who is still on his softs he started with. Ocon on old mediums. But Sainz 16 seconds behind Charles, and we're getting close to Charles' pit stop. All right, pit cycle is nearly done, but we got another crash. No safety car, and it looks like Piastri and Yuki, so both of these guys have been in one separate from each other, and now they find each other and
just like
run
that,
into each other. Thankfully, we're not at that tail end of the field because they are having some issues back there. So we are 4th and 6th right now. Ocon now pitting, and we are going for 3rd here with Sainz as we're about ready to cut away. Sainz gets up to 3rd, and Alonso is on slightly older softs. We've got newer softs than everyone. So hopefully this overcut works with, well, it's not really an overcut. We're just fresher tires now, but we'll see how it plays out. And still at the back of the field, Guan Yu in his new Alpha is going to go into the back of his old ride Might have been Hotas. We'll see for sure, but yeah, it was Hotas. He is in the pits. And now we got 4 people carrying time penalties out on track. So 3rd and 5th, Alonso's still hanging with us. We're just going to manage these, go fairly long, and then push hard right before the pit stop again. All right, we have just completed our pit stop and actually just blew the doors off of Alonso through the push beforehand. And, well, that might have been Charles that he was doing. No, that was Sainz that was fighting with him. So Sainz gets a good run. We used up a bunch of fuel, though, so we're back to saving. And he's going to be on the mediums to end this out. Perez coming into the pits now. And then Charles is quite a ways away from putting softs on, but soon will be happening. All right, Verstappen just headed into the pits. Perez is right on our tail. We will be coming in this lap. We're going to do one hard push. Perez is going to slow us down a bit here, though, with his passing us, but hopefully not too much, and we can get him back on the crossover here down the straight. We now have DRS, but there's a lap car ahead, so that might slow things down. Not going to be able to do that. But Charles is going to come into the pits, and the rest of the field is just miles off. So, yeah, looking a little better than what I thought it was going to be for us. And that is good news. So we will keep plugging away. Charles comes out of the pits 4.5 seconds behind Sainz. Sainz is on the mediums, so we will swap them around when he gets there. But 5.5 seconds ahead of Alonso, who is on the mediums as well. So it's looking like a 3-4, unless the Red Bulls fall off, but they've done the same split strategy as us. So Perez is going to win this one, possibly. I don't know. Verstappen on the softs might catch him just like Charles is going to catch Sainz, but a little bigger gap up there. So that's where we stand. And thankfully we're not out to lunch on this year's car. I was worried, but we got some fast updates to get us rolling. All right, so around 6 laps to go here. Charles has caught Sainz and passed him. We're well ahead of Alonso and way ahead of the rest of the field. Verstappen is closing on Perez. Right now, we're just charging up everything, and we're going to make a push right at the end to try to get fast lap, which is held by Norris at the moment, but he just threw on some softs. So that's our goal, is try to get fast lap in 3rd and 4th. That'll be the best we can do, and hopefully we can rein in these Red Bulls, but yeah, it's going to take a lot of development and a lot of money to try to do that. All right, well, we just got our fastest lap. That's good. We've closed up Verstappen, now closing in on the back of Perez. He should be able to pass him and clear him, but he is now, you know, getting to that phase where the soft tires are getting fairly old. So there won't be team orders. We've got a massive gap to Sainz now. We'll keep plugging away because Verstappen is getting DRS, but also getting held up. We just don't need him to take the fastest lap away from us. But looking like a 3-4. And we'll see how this plays out between the Red Bulls. Final lap, Max still behind. DRS, though, coming into turn 1. Can't get there, but that might be the best thing for him. Get the pass done on the next straight. Go ahead and back that off because there's no need to push it now. Let's see if Max can get this done. I was looking at the wrong straight, I think. He's still not got it done. Perez holding on. And the next straight that he has available to make a pass is not very good for passing, so And he's going to get held up behind lap traffic right before it. And that is pretty much a Perez win now. So Williams comes into play there. And we'll jump ahead because I don't think he can do anything now. And he is not able to. Doesn't close in. We're going to get third.
We have checkered flag now.
And
Three.
fourth in a few seconds. So Sergio wins it after Max gets pole. We're going to get fast lap at 16 points. Carlos is going to end up fourth. Fernando drops 1 spot to fifth. Lando up 5 spots. Great run for McLaren. I think that matches the points they had last season. Then Gasly and Ocon do well for Alpine. Hamilton, only point scorer for Mercedes. Nico is able to get points. And George all the way back here, time penalty issues. Whole lot of mess back here. Stroll, we saw him in that incident that pretty much killed his race. So, driver standings, Sergio at the top. Constructors, Red Bull at the top. McLaren P4 though, but I think we'll see Mercedes be able to surge back up. So that is the start of the new season. Hope you're enjoying this series.